Boomhauer is an agent spying on Dale. Let's start with a fun one. This theory was created by Reddit user Irrelevant Inquirer and sparked by a brief revelation in the King of the Hill series finale. Up until that point, we have no idea what Boomhauer does for work.
Hey, man, it ain't no joke about here, man. They don't talk about he's gonna take nothing but solemn oath, man. Talking about it, it'll be.
Which is pretty strange considering how frequently Hank, Dale, and Bill talk about their jobs together when they're hanging out in the alley. In the finale, before going over to the Hill residence for a barbecue, Boomhauer casually tosses his wallet onto his dresser. Inside his wallet is a badge, which finally reveals what Boomhauer's occupation is: a Texas Ranger. The Texas Rangers is a statewide investigative law enforcement agency with statewide jurisdiction in Texas, essentially a state version of the FBI. Irrelevant Inquirer's theory suggests that Boomhauer's assignment has been to monitor Dale, likely because of the anti-government nature of his character, as well as the rhetoric that he frequently spouts. Not to mention the fact that he's been a part of at least one local militia, has sold firearms, possibly illegally, and occasionally interacts with criminals and sketchy people.
Yeah. Morning, officer.
Do you have a license to sell guns, sir?
What I sell is a lifestyle.
Given how close their houses are, only separated by the alley, Boomhauer is in an ideal position to spy on his friend. Boomhauer may have been given the assignment due to his long relationship and proximity to Dale. Given the close, tight-knit community of small-town Texas, it would be important that a non-outsider do the spying. But since Boomhauer is friends with Dale and knows that he's too much of a dummy to be an actual threat to the government, he accepts the assignment knowing he'll never have to take action against his friend. He takes on the cake job and spends his time lounging and chasing women, possibly protecting Dale by sending fluff reports to his superiors.
Yeah, man, maybe I don't show you something on size boom.
Oh, you don't work here.
Maybe it's been Boomhauer instead of Hank that's been regularly cleaning up the gang's messes using his state power. How else was Bill, Hank, and Dale able to get away with stealing a tank off of an army base?
I might have popped the trunk.
Now, does this theory check out? I don't know. Maybe. It's hard to believe that his best friends would have no idea about his career as a Texas Ranger given they've known each other their whole lives. Maybe that badge is only a fake one that Boomhauer uses to impress women he picks up. After all, it's a bit difficult to imagine Boomhauer passing the oral exam that the Texas Rangers require.
Man, it's just dang old complicated, you know, man. It's like a dang old Rubik's Cube, man. You like talking about it blue, red, man, then you get to one side and then you like mess it up the other side, man.
Dale knows Joseph isn't his son. One of the show's biggest ongoing ironies is that the character Dale, an over-the-top conspiracy theorist that believes any crackpot theory imaginable, is unable to see the most obvious conspiracy that's right in front of his eyes: the fact that his wife Nancy is cheating on him with John Redcorn.
John Redcorn, we've got this Order of the Straight Arrow retreat tomorrow, and I was wondering...
I'd be honored to look after your wife.
But because it's so obvious, many, including Reddit user OriginalName18, believe that Dale does in fact know about his wife's infidelity and chooses to look the other way. Given the fact that he acknowledges that his son looks nothing like him, it's also glaringly obvious that he looks a lot like his wife's massage therapist. The theory suggests that Dale knows that his friends know the truth but choose not to tell him, and because he's disappointed that they don't tell him, he chooses to play the fool.
What do you say, John Redcorn? Will you heal my wife?
It's also suggested that because Nancy pays the bills and Dale otherwise enjoys his life and relationships, he chooses to shrug it off. He's also witnessed firsthand how much divorce destroyed his friend Bill. Given how even Dale points out how pathetic Bill is, it makes sense that he's terrified of ending up alone like him.
Bobby, if you ever marry a Spanish teacher, and you probably will, never doubt her enormous gifts.
A brain injury made Peggy a narcissist. The season 3 finale of King of the Hill involved Hank and Peggy skydiving. When Peggy's parachute doesn't deploy, she's slammed into a field and the episode ends, leaving us with a cliffhanger of whether or not she survived.
Peggy? Oh,
Peggy's personality has always been a bit of overconfidence bordering on narcissism, but as many people have pointed out, her character's narcissism seems to grow starting in season 4. Her dismissiveness of others, as well as her self-centeredness, is noticeably more exaggerated going forward, leaving many with the belief that the accident radically altered her personality, possibly even giving her narcissistic personality disorder. And although it's not related, Peggy's Spanish language skills seem to have gotten far worse after season 3 as well.
Your own Spanish words. Please tell the judge what happened with little Lupe.
Su pudenor. Yo poder ver que usted ser caballo razonable.
With that kind of accident though, I suppose it could have been way worse.
Remember, head to feet, you won't cause a leak. Feet to head, everyone's dead.
Hank has Asperger's syndrome. A quick scan of Hank's personality traits has several people theorizing that he in fact has Asperger's syndrome. Those with this condition are just as smart as others, but have more trouble with social skills and typically have an obsessive focus on one topic or perform the same behaviors again and again. This actually describes Hank really well, considering his obsession with propane and propane accessories. Hank is also very uncomfortable with sexuality for an adult, as well as other subjects that deviate from his normalcy.
Are you gay?
What? No, I sell propane.
And at times, he can even be distant from his family. Hank prefers not to be very emotional and has embraced a sort of stoicism. And when Hank is addicted to the video game Propane, Hank assumes the title is misspelled as opposed to just a play on words.
Well, that figures. Those two idiots spelled it wrong.
This type of error can be common for those with Asperger's syndrome or other forms of autism.
What? No, you're overreacting.
Hank isn't Bobby's real father. This theory has been floating around for a while. It's been established that Hank has a narrow urethra, meaning it would be difficult to be able to conceive Bobby with his wife Peggy. The theory suggests that Bill is in fact Bobby's real father. The obvious thing to point to is that the two characters strongly resemble each other. They're both short and portly. Reddit user No Unique Username suggests that because Peggy couldn't get pregnant due to Hank's narrow urethra, she slept with Bill on the side. Everyone in the neighborhood knows this because of the obvious similarities, but refuse to tell Hank, much like they do with Dale. In all honesty, Hank also has his own form of obliviousness that often stops him from seeing what's really happening. The show has a long list of evidence that is revealed throughout its run. For example, the Hills were told by a doctor that they would never get pregnant.
Although, I suspected as much when it took you 30 minutes to produce a urine sample.
Hey, you want it done quick or you want it done right?
There's an obvious similarity physically between Bill and Bobby. Bill has a recurring crush on Peggy, and although Peggy seems to really be repulsed by Bill, this could be seen as a defense mechanism out of fear for the truth getting out. And although Bill has become quite pathetic in his middle age, he wasn't always that way. In fact, he once had a lot of confidence. And of course, Bill passes on the Dauterive family recipe to Bobby to keep the family tradition alive, much like how John Redcorn did something similar with Joseph.
But I'm not a Dauterive.
Bobby, trust me. I'd be honored.
On the flip side, as many people have pointed out, Bobby's physical appearance does greatly resemble Cotton's, Hank's father, so maybe that puts this theory to rest, but what do you think?
How many women have you slept with? 5? 6?
273.
Cotton also has a narrow urethra. On the topic of Hank's shortcoming, there's a theory that Hank isn't the only one with that problem. There are a couple things that suggest that Cotton Hill also has a narrow urethra. First off, Cotton is known to brag about himself, but also lie about his own shortcomings.
I'm Cotton Hill. I killed 50 men.
Cotton has always blamed Hank's narrow urethra on genes passed down by his ex-wife. However, Hank's half-Japanese brother is revealed to also have a narrow urethra in the episode in which the Hill family visits Japan.
And he also taught me there is no shame in having a narrow urethra.
This suggests that it was something that was passed down from Cotton. This may also be the reason why Cotton sees GH, or Good Hank, as more of a miracle than Hank. But again, it's just a shot in the dark. What do you think? Do any of these theories seem plausible? Do you have any other dark King of the Hill theories that might be true? Let us know in the comment section below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notifications whenever we upload.